Hello, this is InduShare's Mr. Create.
And Mr. Connect.
We are back with another exciting stock, and that is Skillz.
So you think only pro gamers can earn money like fakers and others? Nope. It's possible with Skillz. So today we bring Skillz Inc. NYSE listed SKLZ. So basically it is a game tournament platform. To give Skillz overview, it's established in 2012 and listed in December 2020 via SPEC. SPEC was the thing back then. Now we still see a lot of SPEC movements, but I think their growth had been somewhat decelerated compared to last year. And their sector is game platform. According to their IR material, they encourage developers to develop more games via Skillz because they make more revenue, which I will explain further in next following slides. So it is tournament and league based platform. It does player rating and matching. It makes payments via the in-app payments, and it provides anti-cheat, anti-fraud, and it does have some social features. So Skillz is different from the older game model because it has meaningful connection according to their IR material, and it has fair competition, whereas the old models had advertisement breaks which disconnects from uh, players to engage in the game. Developer side, it brings more networks exposure and brings financial successes compared to other previous model. It's a brief business model uh, graph, as you can see, is an example. If two players play the game, pay 60 cents of entry fee, it becomes $1.2 gross market volume. Out of that, most of are going into their price and incentive development profit share, which is about $1.02, which means the Skillz will realize 18 cents of revenue, which is 14.6 take rate. Out of that, 95% gross margin, because as you may know, it does not has to do much of operation. It's just providing a tournament platform, so a lot of gross profit margin. Out of that 17 cents of gross profit, it does has to go through the operating expense, which is 12 cents. Out of that, they ends up with 4 cents, 25% revenue, but out of $1.2, they only take 4 cents. But as you can see, they earn fees from entrance fee. So it's a business model working. Their monthly paying monthly active users continuously increasing from previous years, but when you're looking into average rate revenue per paying user trend, it's rather fluctuating. So the numbers are growing, but actual performance is somewhat fluctuating according to Seeking Alpha. So Skillz are planning to increase their market to the global international market. But before that, if you're looking into left-hand side graph, mobile game market has growing CAGR 23% between 2015 to 2020. Skillz wants to go global and grow its business. According to their right-hand side material, they are looking at international total orders market of 125 billion, which I think is quite aggressive and optimistic view. So I will discuss this later in this section. Leadership member Andrew Paradise is the CEO. His name is Paradise. Okay. He's he had a various background experience, one of which I'll Buyer LLC, which is a mobile shopping app, which he joined as a founder. He was CFO back then, 3 years of experience. And then Intuit is the company which acquired I'll Buyer. So I think he had to stay there since he was a CFO for 7 months, and he decided to make his own business, which is Skillz, which now have been 9 years of operation, and he's CEO. There are a lot of things he have done on the bottom side of the slide, a lot of game summits and active conferences. CRO, Chief Revenue Officer, is Casey Chafkin. As you can see, he also had been part of Isle Buyer as a business development vice president for 2 years, and now he is a CRO for 9 years. He graduated from Duke University economics and then Harvard Business School MBA with distinct. And he specifically mentioned in his LinkedIn that he graduated in top 15% of class during Skillz. So I guess he's smart one. Mariam Aguil is CTO from MIT, smart person. CFO Ian Lee is Airbnb head of IR. He had prepared the IPO of Airbnb, and now he's about to join the Skillz. He's from Wharton School of MBA, so I guess their leadership group is quite talented and has a lot of backgrounds. But for Ian Lee, as he was in IR, head of the IR, selecting him as a CFO is something I think new career change. So we have to looking into it. So my key issues are: do they have a killer contents, and do they have an entrance barrier, and are there any legal issues or regulations? I open up their game list is about half of the games they listed in Skillz, but it seems like there's no killer contents other than Tetris. I have not played this game, so I'm not sure, but to me it seems like they need a killer contents, and it seems that they cannot provide outside game in their app, such as Lord Mobile or Hearthstone's. Other big games are not included in this list, so I guess only the games who developers embedded in the game. That may be the issue. If you're looking into user group according to their IR, it makes sense because major age groups are 36 to 55 who are rather old than younger generation. This may be the reason why games are quite classic and simple games. But I want to see them put more interesting game. Legal issue according to their IR material, they say they need award, entrance fee, and chance-based game. If all three items are included in Skillz, that becomes gambling, but fortunately they do not have the chance-based material within the Skillz. They determined this by using statistical model developed by leading statisticians, and they also done compliance reviews by leading partners, which is Visa, MasterCard, Amazon, Apple, and on. So they think it's clean, but to me, its award and entrance fee is already there. It's only a matter of chance base. So this model needs to be correct and updated to avoid any further issues.
And I will take it from here. I read the 6 or 7 articles from Seeking Alpha, and I will take the kind of the summaries of bulls and bear cases. First, we start off with the bull cases. Just in case you didn't know, there's 2000. This is 2021 guidance for Skillz for 2021. So they are looking to have like $80 million for revenue for this year. They can only monetize through the paid matches, which is growing at the rate of 100%, 121% from last year. So the monthly active user is not that important by the bull cases. They have a data from paid matches, so they're focusing on the marketing based on the paid matches, not the monthly active users. Um, Monthly active users are increasing from the influx of the game developers, but and this can actually increase the paid users. Basically, what it means is that more games are being developed by third-party developers, and this will increase the monthly active users, and this can actually increase the paid users, which will increase their revenue. They have NFL collaboration. We don't really have the details of the game, but I think that if they can create their own teams, like if they come up with their teams with their favorite players, and then if they can compete on the Skillz, I think this will be the game changer for the Skillz. Um, no games are there are no games that are having like a direct competition, like shooting each other or racing each other for like a top player. But it's coming soon, I guess. So as of now, like if you think about Tetris, you're not really playing against one another. You're just playing on the game to survive longer, so you can win the game. But now they're thinking about coming out with something like that, some extra competition game. They plan to expand in India by the end of 2021. This will increase the revenue potentially. They have outperformed or beating the 2021 first quarter guidance. And this company has very high margin business model with non-GAAP gross profit margin at 95%. Um, and the CEO came up with the guidance based on the current existing games. So they have excluded the potential from the new games or India expansion. So what they meant by guidance is very conservative in terms of their, setting the goal for 2021. This company started in 2016 with 7 types of games, but they have 36 types of games by 2020, and be have this will create the virtuous cycle for this company because more games people are tend to people be come to Skills for the longer duration of time, and this will increase their monetization potential. They have a competition from Tencent, Zynga, Blizzard, but the Skills claims to be the platform, not the game developer. So certainly third-party developers can upload their games in Skills, not that they have to create their own games. Average monetization rate for usual game is 2%, but for Skills is 13%. So I think they're very addictive in terms of the competition within the game platform. They have a lawsuit against via games to protect their business model. So I guess because of their high profit gross profit margin, all kinds of game companies would like to copy the skills, but and they have to basically protect their own business model by lawsuits. Their bear cases are that monthly active users are decreasing. They have growth rate of 20% for 2020, but if you think about third quarter and fourth quarter, the MAU has decreased from then. And there are large competition, and this kind of business model is easy to copy. The revenue is mostly coming from 3 games only, so they have to actually expand the diversity of the games within the platform. Volatility exists with new games being successful or not. So, like I mentioned, only 3 games are being really the most pivotal part of the revenue stream. So they have to come up with new games. It became popular during COVID-19 and the economy is reopening, so this can actually increase the volatility of the market of the stock itself. MA growth is decreasing, but they're focusing too much on marketing expense. So the marketing expense has doubled from 46 million to 96 million dollars. So I mean, if MAU is decreasing, why would you focus on spending so much money on the marketing? R&D expense is only 10% of the revenue, and I think this is by the better cases very small portion of their investment, and they actually had the 30 million new stock issuance. This is going to dilute the stocks, and there has been insider selling, like CEO, has been selling portion of his stock, and that's the bear case. That is it for my part. I think that the skills it has the volatile. It's becoming very volatile because of interest rate being increasing from like from this year, from the beginning of this year, and I think that they have to come up with very new games in order to survive the long term. I think as for now, this seems to be kind of new and they're being addictive in terms of their tournament idea, but they have to actually come up with new games, and remains volatile and uncertain. So if you're the investors of Skills, you're in a luck, I guess. You have to pray for their new new games. But that's my opinion.
For me, I think it's important to see their business moat. For as of today, I do not see strong moat against others to entering into the same business model. Maybe that's why they are having lawsuit with Avia Game, and that concerns me on Skills. It's interesting business model, but uh, one needs to have a strong moat to survive through the harsh environments, and that was my take.
Okay, it wasn't certainly the greatest news for Skills. In our opinion, I'm thinking that we should still take a look at the long-term, growth of this company. You got to do your quarterly report checking, and then if they come up with something new and something great, I think this is great opportunity for Skills investor. Anyway, thank you for watching, and please subscribe to our channel.
Thank you.
Bye bye.